Hi guys, I'm Kayla. Today we're going to be talking about body donations. Headline again. Arizona man's mother detonated in military experiment. This is probably a headline you guys also passed by, as it's very shocking. It made pretty national news. The impression was given to him, Jim Stoffer, that his mom would be valuable to Alzheimer's research. The corrupt company that also made headlines for the Frankenstein creature that had this lumberjack dude and a small woman's head on it. Disgusting. Morbid joke is what people referred to it as. That also made headlines, and that's from the same company. Jim Stoffer reportedly said to the news outlet that there were actual wording on this paperwork about performing this stuff. He said, performing these medical tests that may involve explosions. And we said no. We checked the no box on all of that. A minimum of 20 bodies at $5,893 each were sold from this company to third parties. So the dilemma. Why are horror stories surrounding body donations becoming a dime a dozen? Where are these events happening? How much information is given to the families? What does this mean for the modern funeral director, and when will there be resolution? There's 33 people suing the same company for crazy ways their loved one was used without permission. Arizona is the topic today, but similar cases have cropped up in places like Colorado, Illinois, Michigan, and even here in Washington. FBI agents found conditions in Illinois and Michigan, quote, at least as horrific, if not worse, proving these aren't just isolated events. Absolutely enough information was given to these families. They had contracts that stated everything. But the company blatantly disregarded these contracts for their profit margins. Body versus organ donation. It's government regulated, it saves lives. Sick people cannot donate, and organs donated right away on the organ donation side. As far as body donations, it's very loosely regulated, and I'll explain that later. Medical students are very appreciative, as we are too. We're really appreciative of our body donations that we get. Any cause of death can be donated, and bodies can be held for a while before a donation commences. The oath. Nurses, doctors, us, we all have oaths that we uphold. These body donation places do not have such oath. And there's a lot of possibilities that can happen to a donated body. The legal issues pertaining, selling bodies, mutilating bodies. Arizona's body part industry remains unregulated, even though they passed a law in 2017 that bans body donation companies from operating without a license. There's been no licenses given out. So any of these companies that are there are operating underneath no license because no one's giving out licenses. Most issues on the ethical side come from a lack of communication and what's going to actually happen, and a disregard of empathy towards the grief of others. Okay, what would I do? What should we do? I think to solve this issue boils down to communication and upholding contracts, as well as following laws. The detonation of the Arizona man's mother wouldn't have happened, for example, without a breach of contract. Government laws put in place in 2014. There was a law proposed for body donation to be regulated under the health district, but nothing has been done past that. It's just been proposed. I think everyone should try to push this law through. It protects the consumer. It also protects us from shenanigans that they cause and grief that they cause to our families. If this happened in my establishment, if we had the paperwork filed, we would provide the paperwork to inquiring parties, as law needs us to do, and we would stand as witness if requested. The Anatomical Gift Act. The Anatomical Gift Act is in pretty much every state. It means a donation of all or part of a human body to take effect after the donor's death, purposes for a wide variety of sources. The laws go on to say who can donate, that revocation must be while the donator is alive, and who can receive donations, but nothing is said on what can or can't be done with the donations. Redemption? Is there redemption for the Biological Resource Center? No, because they're out of operations. They got raided and it's a huge deal. They're not going to be back into, they're not going to get a business license is what I mean. The owner was sentenced to 4 years probation for illegal control of an enterprise. There's also 33 people actively engaged in a lawsuit. In my opinion, the best thing that could happen is that the owner takes ownership for the pain that the company has caused and offer a settlement. One person who is involved in the lawsuit is quoted in saying, "You don't get closure, you just feel stupid." Likely no attempt at redemption will be made because admission of guilt also means the settlement. These are my references. Feel free to visit the anatomical gift law for our state as well. Thank you guys. See you next fall.